Good day, everybody. This is EQ Bard. I am doing another storm on Raptor Island. Surprise. I've been doing that since 46, maybe 48. It would definitely be after 48 because it was after I got my new AOE. I may have been 48 or 49, but the walruses were bluing out or greening out. The walruses in Eastern Waste, which is where I was prior to this, and then I came here. Things were a little bit rough here, so I decided to get some armor, and then took like 2 years off of leveling this guy, gathering the blazing armor of Fenrir from Zordak Ragefire. Got some really sweet pieces there, and most importantly, it's got a lot of decks. A couple of these are best in slot decks pieces. Arms are 8 decks. I think, legs are 12 decks. Just a heck ton of decks. No decks on the breastplate, but it's got a nice little quickie blind. So, anyway, just finished wrapping up what should be my last quad of 56. So, assuming that I survive this, it is going to be a little smaller swarm than I normally do. There is a mage out here, and I'm making sure that he's getting some reps in, making sure he's getting some targets. I think I mentioned the other day that there's not a lot of people who come out here anymore. I've actually seen a little bit of traffic today. I think there was a druid earlier. Yesterday when I hopped on for a round or two, there was a kingdom bard, and I believe he was leveling a cleric. So the cleric was sitting out here with him and just kind of chilling and getting experience. But for the most part, not a lot of folks out here, which is why I come out here. I was slightly above the ground due to Lev, so I wanted to drop and make sure that I'm running at ground level, just so there's no weird Z axis issues. Assuming no weirdness happens, I'm at 98% of 56. I very realistically should get 57 off of this. For those who have been keeping track of swarms, a full swarm at 54, which is a hell level, was giving 5%. A full swarm at 55 was giving anywhere between 5 and 6%. And a full swarm here at 56 is giving between 4 and 5%. Now a full swarm at Raptors is 15, which is less than a normal bard swarm, but that's all the mobs there are here. That'd be like saying if I was to say a full swarm of suits, I'd only be talking about 10 mobs. Suits are in the Awakening Lands. Also, I don't think you can swarm them because their hitboxes are too big. So if you were doing the Awakening Land suits, you'd have to do the charm kite method, which is doable, but I find it to be a bit more work than I like. I like my running around in circles and just letting the things die while I run around in a circle. So For those of you who are just tuning in, I am EQ Bard. It isn't a channel dedicated just to bards. We're going to have more classes on here. In fact, I was playing my Pally on here yesterday and showing somebody, or I guess it was 2 days ago, showing somebody how to do a swarm, or how to do a quad with a Pally using the Whooshy Bow, Sky Darkener. So, I do mix it up a bit. I think the first few days of this channel was actually leveling a Druid alt. That's a Tunnel Mule slash Tinkered Bag Buyer. But I do find that bards are probably one of the more entertaining things to watch. Druids and wizards, it's really entertaining for about a minute or two, and then it's a long time watching them sit in bed. So I don't think that's necessarily engaging, but you know, who knows? Why am I not hitting these things? Come on. There you are, right there. There we go. What you can't see on the stream is I've got, at least I don't think you can see it on the screen, I've got Gina timers running that will tell me basically what songs running on them, basically making sure that I've got gauges running to make sure that I've got those dots currently working against. Can't tell me every single one, but I like to make sure that it's showing both the Raptors and the Vicious Raptors, because it means that I'm doing that, at least hitting one of each of those. At the moment, I do have all 3 Vicious Raptors. Like I said, there's a mage out here running around and hitting some of the targets, so not doing my normal 15. I think he's got 3 or 4 of them, but I still have enough that I am definitely going to be able to ding, assuming that nothing goes wonky here, and I get all these down. So I started working on Greasedup again about 2 weeks back, and I've gotten almost 10 levels on him since then working here. And that's not an everyday thing. Literally could get, you know, a level a day, mid 50s working on these. The spawn time's 12 minutes for the Raptors, and the kill time's about 10. So, you know, you can get 4 quads an hour. Sorry, 2 quads an hour. Bad math there. So about 25 minutes for respawn and a swarm. So not too bad. I know that there are juicier targets out there. I know there are people who will go out and grab all the burning woods and swarm that. I've never really been a big fan of that one. I like the Raptors. I'm going to have to figure out what to do for 58, 59 definitely, because I've done City of Mist there. I might end up taking Raptors all the way to 60. We'll see. It's not going to be the most... it's already kind of worn out its allure to me. Just from the last 2 weeks of running around. Hey, there we go. Ding, 57. The last 2 weeks of running around on the beach here, but it is still, I mean, it's still a good spot. see if I can get a percentage or two. I've got enough Raptors up here left. Kind of hard to see which ones are mine, but I want to say that I probably got. Let's do this one. See what I can hit. Yeah, I've got all 3, 6, 7. I've got 7 Raptors left. Theoretically, I should be able to get 2% at 2%. But that was at 56, so it was basically 1% per 3 blues. The biggest problem with Raptors is they start bluing out at they start greening out at 56, and obviously 57, 58, 59. The higher level, the more greens you're going to see because it's just a level gradation as you're going through. Let's finish up the swarm. I've already talked way more than I normally like to, and normally I've got my swarms dead by the time my love wears off, which is 12 minutes. So, let's finish this off. Do admit that I get a little distracted when I'm chatting with y'all, and don't necessarily keep the closest eye on those swarm gauges, those dot gauges, but it's still good. Still good experience. So, looks like we've got 3 left. We've got 1%. So I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna end up with 2% by the time I'm done here, which tells me the Raptors are still gonna be probably 4 to 5% per a full 15 swarm. So we'll see. Looks like there is a pop there on the beach, so I'm going to want to watch that. I think that's a roamer, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, good. Punch this guy. Do my Mongo impersonation. Alright, so 2%. That tells me that I still should be seeing 4 to 5%. If I'm getting all or a good number of blues. Basically at 56, I was seeing 5% as long as there was not more than 4 greens. And I'm assuming I'm probably going to see the same thing at 57. Probably 5% as long as there's not more than 4 greens. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the U-Bar YouTube video right here. Congrats on another ding, and I'll catch you in the next one for the stream. We'll keep that going.